Coming up right now, a woman calls out sick all to catch a plane, but her quiet vacation backfires when she has an awkward run-in on her flight.
Also coming up, wait until you hear what one woman told a 911 operator about her awful date, why she was the one who ended up in handcuffs.
A little bit later on, an Atlanta housewife alum back on the small screen with some outrageous love.
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English. Welcome to Daily Flash as we kick off your week. We're very happy to have you here. We got a great show set up, ready to go, a whole hour right here for you. Don't want to go anywhere. Matt Doolittle also joining us here. Now that we get into the summer, all the summer movies are out. I'm excited about the Deadpool coming out and the cartoons. Right? You still call them cartoons?
I don't think animated.
Animated? Is that what it is?
Yes.
The little yellow guys.
Despicable Me 4.
Yeah. How was that? Did you watch that?
It was good. You know what it is? It's one of those where you go, I know exactly what I'm walking into here.
Right.
My wife was like, they could have broken this up into two movies. There's two villains in it. The cat in it is hilarious. You know, it's one of those things where it's got something for the adults and something for the kids.
Yeah.
I love it. And especially Universal having to push this with Illuminations and all that. And they're like, we have a Minion Land at Universal, so let's keep pushing these out.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
New dating trends, new dating deal breakers, just so you guys know. I know you're not on the market.
I'm so glad the three of us don't have to deal with these anymore.
This is true. But just for those who are single and ready to mingle and they're out there, some dating deal breakers, according to one dating
I'd love to
expert.
hear this.
There are two words that could be a deal breaker if you're attempting to get a date with a woman.
Okay.
Do you want to hang out or catch up? One woman says, if you say these two phrases to her, you're done. You will never hear from her again.
So if you were seeing somebody, hey, you want to hang out sometime? That she would say, forget it.
Forget
no
it.
dice.
She wants a date. She wants a formal invitation. She also says, if we're going to go out on a date and she asks you to pick the place, she wants you to pick the place. She doesn't want you to say, well, I don't care. Where do you want to go?
Okay.
Where do you want to go? And then she says the other thing is she wants communication over romance.
Well, that makes sense.
Communication over romance, bar none. Forget the flowers, forget the chocolate. Communicate. If we're going out on a date and I've accepted your date, I want you to confirm with me day of the date by 2 p.m.
Okay. And now this worked for her. She's married. That's what I was going to say. This worked for her and she's married, right? No, she's still single.
She's still single.
Listen, hey, I admire her laying down. That's what you're.
Yes.
If she winds up finding somebody, there's got to be somebody out there who goes, you know what? I appreciate that.
Yes.
It's not going to make it any easier. And I also feel even on the dating thing, especially when you say I want to hang out, it does. I imagine she's
That's
saying
a
that
Netflix and
because
chill.
you're trying to say. Well, you're trying to set you up so you're not disappointed because you go, just hang out. If a guy was saying that.
That's true. I could see that. Like, so you're not let down if
the guy hurt
if the guy says, hey, do you want to go on a date? And she's like, absolutely not. But if he says, do you want to hang out? Then like the ego is less bruised if she says no.
And hang out means Netflix and chill now?
Netflix and chill.
Yeah,
it's totally Netflix and
now it
chill.
makes a lot of sense. She told me that 3 years ago.
That's how that goes. But
but there's no formality anymore. So I do have to give her some credit because in this day and age of texting and social media, it's like we don't actually go through the motions. We just expect that we're going to hang out or catch up.
And the ambiguity of it, not knowing, all right, what is this? What are we doing?
How about, would you like to go out on a date with me? Is that so difficult?
I think, yes. And maybe that's what she's saying for that, but good luck for her to do that.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with it.
What I love in my relationship, though, is that my wife will make the reservations. She's like, we're going to this at this time.
See, and you like that, right?
Oh, I like that because I'm always like, I don't care, wherever. What do you want to? Do you want Mexican? Do you want Italian? What do you want to do
But
tonight?
here's what I love about that conversation. Well, I don't care. What do you want to do? Well, I don't care. What do you want to do? What are you in the mood for? Well, I don't care. What do you want to do?
But you know what
I'm in the mood for Mexican. Oh, that doesn't sound good to me.
You know what mine always ends up, though?
Go
Let's go to Disney. Like, will you just go to Disney?
All right, that
So,
covers it.
back to what you're saying. Basically, you know what the last meal is for a woman on death row? I don't know, whatever you want, it's fine.
I'm going to create a restaurant called I Don't Care. I'm going to create a restaurant called I Don't Care, and it's going to have everything on it.
No, see, because that's a problem. Because if you have everything on the menu, you're not good at anything.
And you won't make your decision.
You got to pick one or two things.
Just go to McDonald's.
Interesting. You know what? We would love to hear from you to tell us about all of this. In the right, in the wrong, flash@dailyflashshow.com. That is our email. You also go to our website. There's a link there. Let's go to the skies where a woman, she called out sick so she can catch a flight. Well, she had an awkward run-in on the flight.
Yep.
Because her boss was there.
Sure was.
23-year-old employee even posted about the run-in with the caption, "Me taking a sick day from work only to end up on the same plane as my manager." A video shows her cringing before cutting to a screenshot of blurred out messages between her and her boss. The employee, who divides her time between Europe and Indonesia, was trying to actually take a earlier flight home. She told work that she had a doctor's appointment and needed to call out. Unfortunately, her attempt to quiet vacationing backfired when she ran into her supervisor while boarding the flight. So there's no way you're enjoying the movie the entire time. Hopefully, maybe she still has a job when she gets back home. Who knows? But
I think you're better off just being honest in these situations, saying, look, I got to get home. I've got an emergency. I got an earlier flight. We had somebody who worked at another television station I used to work for, social media person in charge of social media, right? She was getting ready to go on a vacation. Well, she called out sick, and then she was on the flight, and she posted pictures of herself taking off for her vacation. And like, wait, you're the social media person. Shouldn't you know better?
Right, completely.
And then if you're going to call out sick, be discreet about it. Don't post about it and share it on the, on the website.
That makes complete sense. And the thinking behind it to me is like, okay, if you're not that conscious to know that we will be watching, what else are you missing out on?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say if you wanted to catch the flight, I think a lot of times in this day and age, we can work on the go, right?
Yeah.
If you say, hey, look, I need to take this day off, this is what I'm going to do.
100%.
Don't go have a solution for the manager. And I go, I understand this is, I have some compassion for him, but just say, I'll make sure all this is done. Can I please have it off? And they more than likely, I bet you would let him do it.
Very true. Well, check this out. A woman was arrested after she made a 911 call and made up a bizarre story in an effort to get out of a first date.
Whoa.
The woman, who was 18 years old, agreed to meet a match from a dating app, but when she arrived at her doorstep, or when he arrived at her doorstep, she suddenly got cold feet, and then she decided to call 911. She told officers, the operator, that the man was an abusive ex who was threatening to cause her physical harm. Well, when officers arrived, the man informed them that he had only met the woman through a dating app, and that this was the first time the two actually met in person. She eventually admitted to making the false claims because she got cold feet. She was later arrested and charged with 2 counts of lying to police and filing a false report.
And if you look at her picture, her mugshot, she's actually looking at her cold feet. She's like this. So interesting there. I think that listen, and a lot of times the guy is going to be the one that's going to, the cops would give this guy a hard time. He's like, look, not believing him.
Right.
The guy's like, look, I'm telling you, I just met this person. Look at this, and had to prove himself.
But she's accusing him of some heinous crimes.
Right, that's the point I'm making.
My goodness, the guy could have been arrested and hauled off to jail. And he's like, I just met this woman. There's a moral in the story here, kids.
That's why you don't say you want to hang out.
That's why I think also,
Or catch
her
up.
dating profile probably had a picture of Pam Anderson from '92, and then he showed up and he's like, I'm gonna go, and so that happens a lot where the profile pictures don't match.
I would have liked to have seen her profile.
Yeah,
picture,
I'm like, what did he show
compare.
up to and was like, oh, I'm out, and then she's like, well, he ran away from me and he's disturbing and he's beating me. Like, okay, let's see what actually happened there.
Nightmares for sure. All right, Nene Leakes. She's returning to the small screen. The reality star taking her talents to Lifetime for a show called Outrageous Love with Nene Leakes. The series, described as highlighting the ups and downs of couples' love lives with commentary from the 56-year-old. She'll also draw from her own life experience to share insight when it comes to their relationship drama. Nene will serve as an executive producer for the Candid Camera show, but if she gets another opportunity, she'll leave and expect everybody to follow her and then want her to go back to her original job.
Hold on.
Anyway, the Atlanta Housewives alum still has pending lawsuits against Bravo and Andy Cohen as well. If you remember that, she was on a show on ABC for a while, and she left the Housewives so that she could be on this, and then she wanted to come back. But you know what? She was an actress before, but like very small roles.
Yeah.
Before Atlanta Housewives, and she went to Atlanta's Housewives in order for her to be able to get more notoriety.
I find the argument from the Bravo folks very fascinating because basically they are behind making these people who they are, right? And I think it all started with the gal that did the skinny margarita stuff. I can't think of her name. Bethany Frankel. And she went on to produce this line, and she and Bravo, if I recall correctly, got into a fight over it because they said, look, we own that because you signed a deal with us and we kind of made you a household name. So now we own a piece of that skinny margarita business because you started it on our show.
And I think our show as a
fair argument for that.
I think so too. She is not hurting for money though. I mean, she comes from a lot of money as well, so that makes it a little easier to go the route you want to go.
And if you look at her social, she filtered the heck out of everything. I mean, before she looked like Charles Barkley in a wig. Now she's looking like she's 20 years younger.
Even that video we showed, the picture we showed, complete. It's a filter. I mean, I saw.
Again, if you show up and she calls cops on you.
You're telling me that her dating app picture would look different than the real life picture? Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Andrea Jackson along with Mitch English. Now, I want you at home to be honest with yourself right now. When was the last time you exercised? Be it at the gym or even a walk. Well, do not fret. You are not alone if you can't remember. Millions of Americans are not working out. But why is the big question, especially in this body-conscious society we live in? Joining us to talk about it is Jenny Crumpton-Ross. She's the president and CEO of Kula for Karma. Hi, Jenny. Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me, Andrea.
So why are mental health issues like depression and anxiety significant barriers to exercise? You think that would motivate us to do something more?
Right. Well, when we're dealing with the symptoms of depression and anxiety, we're dealing with a chemical imbalance, not only in our mind, but in our bodies. We have neurons actually all through our bodies. So it's not just our minds that are affected by mental health issues, it's our entire bodies. So we often feel very lethargic, we feel unmotivated, and we're dealing with a lot. Depression and anxiety are terms we throw around a lot in our society, but they're very serious conditions that can really drain the life out of us.
What about outside pressures and expectations that might discourage people from working out?
Well, the first one that comes to my mind personally is productivity. So many of us are raised in our society to believe that we are our productivity. We're not necessarily human beings with needs, but we're here to create output and to be successful, and that requires sort of to achieve the American dream. We're trained to believe that requires just Herculean efforts of 24-hour work cycles. Now, I would say there are generations coming behind us that have a little bit of a different perspective on that. Even for instance, Simone Biles and famous athletes and celebrities during the pandemic came out and said, I have mental health issues and I want to be transparent about it, and I'm going to take care of myself. So that's really opened up the conversation. But other than that, I think many of us have it very deeply instilled in us that we are what we produce.
That is true. Obviously, when you're at a dinner party or some kind of a function, it's always, who are you and what do you do, right? Those are the first two questions anybody asks. And that's how we identify ourselves.
How are you?
Yeah, right. Exactly. That comes later. How many Americans would you say struggle to find, or let me say, make time to exercise because of work schedules?
Well, definitely millions. I'm not sure that there's been an actual study on that, which would be really interesting to see. I think between work and children and families, people really do struggle to find the time. And I think that's why movement really needs to be something that's nourishing for people, something that we look forward to. I think for a lot of us, we have this feeling in our bodies that, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to get up at 5 a.m. I'm going to have to go to a formal gym. I'm going to have to do things that I don't want to do. And I think if we can flip the script and really start to say, hey, this is my time. I'm going to do some movement that actually feels good and nurturing to me. And maybe I'll listen to my favorite podcast while I do it. Or if I'm on the elliptical, I'll watch a Netflix show because it's my time to nurture myself. And I think, really what the irony of all of this is when it comes to things like depression, anxiety, mental health conditions, we tend to believe that this is all in our mind, that mental health, it has to do with our brain, our psyche, our mind, but really it has everything to do with our bodies. Our bodies are really the missing link in mental health care in America. And so we have to start understanding that taking care of our bodies and moving in a way that is actually nourishing is absolutely key. And that is because there's a big secret that isn't talked about in this mainstream conversation that I'm so glad the Daily Flash is having. And that is that trauma lives in our bodies and not our minds.
Jenny, thank you so much for joining us on the show. We'll have more on this interview on our website, dailyflashshow.com. Mitch, we'll send it over to you.
Very interesting stuff. Thank you so much. And then there's this, AJ. You know, the voice actor who originally recorded the voice audio for Siri says that she actually found out her voice was used through a friend who was messing with an iPhone, called her up and just told her, hey, I think this is you on the iPhone. On top of that, this is what's crazy. She said she was never even paid for the job. Susan Bennett's name might actually not mean a whole much to you, but Bennett actually was the original U.S. voice actor for Siri. That all debuted in 2011 on the iPhone 4S, if you can believe that. Basically, she was recorded by a company, and for 4 hours a day, she was taped just making nonsensical sounds and phrases that were all sped up or slowed down, all to create the iconic Siri voice. Now, she did said that none of the original Siri voices actually got paid by Apple for having their voices used, but that next group of Siri voices, well, they actually did. And by the way, get ready for a huge makeover. They announced Friday that big changes for Siri, including AI stuff and getting it to do instead of just one thing, but a chain of things, and also going through your computer or your phone rather to know basically your schedule and said, hey, you got something coming up here. Do you want me to order a pizza for you or something like that? It's going to be interesting to see.
Do we get different voices?
They're saying that might be a possibility, but new emojis, including the possibility of getting AI emojis, meaning like show me a smiley face with a thumbs up and it's tongue out, and you can make an emoji that way. So
I can only imagine.
Look for AI to be involved in all of that.
That could get very interesting.
I think so. Oh, yeah. And I think it's going to take it to the next level. And this is what Apple has to really do is all right, what's going to be new? Because our device itself is not going to change much.
Yeah.
But we learned all about that Friday at the WWDC. Tell you what, you're going to learn a whole lot more, and we have a better voice, Andrea, when we return. All coming up. Boss Lady, stick around.
In this week's Boss Lady, we are taking a closer look at the top 10 inventions by women. Now, you might be surprised to know that beer, the windshield wiper, caller ID, and the dishwasher were all invented by women. Check out this great list compiled by tech company Huawei.
Number 10. We start off the list with the ultimate social lubricant, beer. Beer was invented nearly 7,000 years ago by the Sumerians. Although we don't have an exact date or the name of the inventor, we do know that the first batch of beer brewers were women. Could be a great icebreaker the next time you're at the bar.
So, do you know who invented beer?
Number 9. And number 9 is the flat-bottom paper bag. What? A flat-bottom paper bag needs inventing? And second, what even is a flat-bottom paper bag? Well, here it is. Before this, there was this. As you can see, the old version paper bags were more like envelopes and were very inefficient. It carried less and took more paper to make. A lady by the name of Margaret Knight came along in 1867 and invented the process of making the paper bag that we know of today. Her innovations revolutionized the paper bag industry by replacing the work of 30 people with one machine. Number 8. When Mary Anderson came to New York in 1903, she noticed how drivers that were on the roads there needed to constantly lean out of the car and manually wipe their windscreens. While this may have been a great way to get in some exercise while driving, it was also a quick way to get yourself killed. So Miss Anderson set her mind to inventing what we now know as the windscreen wiper. She patented the invention and presented it to the motor industry, but she was turned down as people didn't believe there was a future for a device. It wasn't until 20 years later that the first car with window wipers that used Mary's basic design came on the market. and the rest is history. Number 7. Josephine Couturier was rich. In fact, she was so rich that the biggest annoyance was the fact that the china was being damaged every time her workers washed it. But Josephine wasn't going to meekly accept that sometimes things just get broken. She was going to invent a machine that would automatically wash her dishes without anyone touching it. So in 1886, with the help of a mechanic, she created the first successful automatic dishwasher. Her invention not only had separate compartments for different things, but also used pressurized jets of soap water to do the cleaning. Number 6. Kevlar is a word familiar to online gamers as that thing that stops your character from dying 5 seconds into a first-person shooter. But in the real world, apart from being the key material for manufacturing bulletproof vests, Kevlar is also deployed widely in many other areas. It is 5 times stronger than steel, yet also 5 times lighter. It was invented in 1965 by a chemist called Stephen Kwolek, who was researching the applications of liquid crystalline polymers. Number 5. In the world of inventors, there aren't many nicknames that can match the Sun Queen in terms of elegance and power. This is the nickname the scientific community has given to Maria Telx, one of the inventors of solar power. Telx is considered one of the founders of solar thermal storage systems, and she was a prolific inventor of practical thermal devices. Number 4. Before caller ID was invented, picking up the phone felt like opening a box of chocolates. But a lady called Shirley Ann Jackson decided to take away the fun of guessing and give us the choice to not pick up at all. Please leave a message after the tone. Shirley Ann Jackson was behind the invention of call ID in the 1970s. She was also the first African-American woman to receive a doctorate from MIT. She was a brilliant physicist, and the research also led to the invention of fax machines and solar cells. Number 3. Ada Lovelace was a mathematical genius. She was so ahead of her time that she invented what is widely considered to be the first computer program, 80 years before the first modern computer was even built. She had written an algorithm for a computing machine called the analytic machine in her notebook in the mid-1800s. By a wide margin, she was truly the first ever computer programmer. Number 2. Grace Hopper was not only a real admiral of the US Navy, she was also an unsung hero in the history of computing. She helped to invent the first compiler, or to put it in simple terms, the first computer program that could translate words instructions into code that computers could read. If that's not enough for you, she also coined the term bug, as she literally discovered the real bug causing problems inside her computers. Number 1. Hedy Lamarr was a Hollywood starlet in the 1940s, so perhaps it goes without saying that she was beautiful and talented. However, fans who knew her only from the silver screen may not have guessed that she was also a brilliant inventor. Her most famous invention is frequency hopping, a way of jumping around on radio frequencies in order to avoid a third-party jamming. Although initially intended for military use, frequency hopping was crucial to the development of Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. A groundbreaking inventor who also got her own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, not many people can match that.
For more information on this story or any other topic you've seen on the show today, head to our website, dailyflashshow.com. Also, if you know a boss lady you think should be featured on our show, drop us a line. Drop me a line personally, Andrea at dailyflashshow.com. We would love to hear from you and share a new bossy story. And if you want to check out all of our previous Boss Lady segments, head to our website, dailyflashshow.com.
This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English, welcoming you to Daily Flash. Thank you for joining us today. And if you happen to be traveling around the country and you want to visit all of those unique places, I got one for you. It's in Williams, Arizona. It's a free museum. And it is, I call it a museum. They call it the Pooseum.
Oh, no.
And it is, yeah, you know exactly right.
Oh, let's get into this.
Yes.
Oh,
So basically,
I'm out.
I'm going to just tell you, you can find yourself in the fascinating world of fossilized poop while indulging in an experience that goes beyond the ordinary. It's instructive entertainment at its finest. So when I saw this, I'm like, okay, this has got to be some guy who's got like an Airstream and he's going around and just like Not the case at all. This is actually
a roadside attraction.
This is a real place. I look at the picture. It looks really nice, but you can go in and learn all about poop, basically.
Doo-doo.
And a little bit of doo-doo feces. But they say, just remember in Jurassic Park where Sam Neill and he ran to the poop and started digging through it to find out what they were eating. That's what they want you to find out. It's like, look, this is what they ate back then, the fossilized.
Okay.
So you can check that out. Beautiful building. I had a whole backdoor joke there, but I'll walk away.
And I'll use Jeff Goldblum's line. That's one big pile of.
Yes, it's a lot of it there. Williams, Arizona is the place. Oh, and by the way, they have a gift shop.
A gift shop.
Oh, nice. So you can bring something home to the family.
Yeah. Which you can do the same thing if you go to Taco Bell. So think about that.
Please exit through the gift shop.
Yeah, exactly.
What are the restrooms like there?
I'll have to look at that. We'll get a shot inside it.
Do they just keep everything? Like.
Thanks for contributing.
Are they sponsored by?
Thanks for adding.
There's so much we can do here.
Are they sponsored by Fiber One or?
Brought to you by Metamucil.
Or maybe X-Lax. That's what I was trying to think of.
Check this out. A woman who called out sick to catch a flight had an awkward run-in on the flight with her boss. The 23-year-old employee even posted about the run-in with the caption, "Me taking a sick day from work only to end up on the same plane as my manager." Video shows her cringing before cutting to a screenshot of a blurred out message between her and her boss. The employee, who divides her time between Europe and Indonesia, was trying to take an earlier flight home. She told work she had a doctor's appointment, needed to call out. Unfortunately, her attempt at quiet vacationing backfired when she ran into her supervisor while boarding the flight. Note to self, there's a good chance that if you call out sick and you're boarding a flight, you're going to run into somebody you know.
You're going to, and we can't feel sorry for her at all. And like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. Obviously, she shouldn't have, and there should be repercussions from it. But just being honest is always the best policy.
I think so too.
Maybe she learned a little lesson in life there. A woman arrested. She called 911 after she made up this bizarre story so that she can get out of the first date, and we got her mugshot. Not sure if it was on her dating profile.
But it will be.
Definitely
it will be now. The 18-year-old woman said that she actually agreed to meet a match from a dating app, but when he arrived at her doorstep, she suddenly got cold feet and called 911.
Ran for Z Hills.
Yes, she told the operator that the man was an abusive ex who was threatening to cause her physical harm. When officers arrived, the man said, "Listen, I just met this chick through a dating app," and had to show him the actual app. At that time, that was the very first time the two had actually met in person. She eventually admitted that she made false claims because, well, she got cold feet. She was later arrested, charged with 2 counts of lying to cops and filing a false report, which she should as well. There's just some easier way, which says, dude, you dodged a bullet, number one, right?
Well, her profile said she was 5'9" and looked like Scarlett Johansson. So, I mean...
He probably said, I'm at the wrong door.
Yeah.
There's a good chance he did. He was like, I'm sorry, but you're not 5'9" and you don't like Scarlett Johansson.
Not at all. And, the poor guy, I mean, a lot of times when police officers come, if there's a domestic report, somebody will always get arrested.
It's 9 times out of 10, the guy's going to jail.
And then 9 times it's the guy, exactly. Yes. No matter what, because they have to go, all right, somebody will get arrested, we'll figure this out later. We got to separate them and that sort of thing. And it could have been the guy. And then maybe he would have lost maybe his job, who knows, just because of this woman.
Because he's accused, they're probably going to say, we need to make sure that this woman is safe. That's their priority. They could have thrown him in the back of the squad car until he was able to verify, look, I just met this woman. Maybe that's just a note to self to be extra vigilant on these dating apps.
He could also go, and that's how I met your mother. Right? Wouldn't that have been awesome?
And if it ends like how bad that show did, then there you go.
More Flash after this. Hey, but welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English along with Andrea Jackson, getting your day going. You know, June is National Candy Month. And we just can't wait to celebrate with chocolate and candy, right? We're here to discuss how treats actually make the summer even sweeter is Carly Scheilhaus. She's the spokesperson for the National Confectioners Association.
June is National Candy Month, and there is no better way to kick off summer. We did the hard research so you don't have to figure out Americans' top favorite treats for summer. Of course, chocolate's in the mix, but the other treats are ones that can really take the heat. So gummy candy, lollipops, hard candy, and that classic boardwalk favorite of taffy are all treats that can withstand some of those hotter temperatures. All of those treats are perfect for enhancing different activities that you'll do in the summer. So whether you are headed camping with some s'mores, headed to the beach with some gummy candy or lollipops, or headed to a family visit or a family barbecue with enough treats to share for everyone, all of them can sweeten your summer. For more tips for treating, visit nationalcandymonth.com and join the conversation on social media using the hashtag National Candy Month. Happy National Candy Month!
As school lets out for summer, it means more free time for kids. Joining us with some ideas to help them prioritize mental and physical wellness is the lead trainer for Planet Fitness, Teddy Savage. Hi, Teddy.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to announce that Planet Fitness is launching our 4th high school summer pass program, where we're opening our doors to teenagers between the ages of 14 to 19 all summer long, all the way until August the 31st. And we're really trying to promote the connection between mental health and physical fitness. With this being our 4th installment to date, we've invested more than $200 million in Wave membership dues to really help our teenagers promote healthy habits as they move along and grow in their bodies. At Planet Fitness, we wanted to understand truly why this was important to our teenagers, so we launched a national study. And what we found is that 94% of teenagers are struggling with both emotional and mental health, where 72% are feeling a bit more self-conscious and 43% are struggling with having a positive body image. But on the good side, what we've also found is that of teenagers that work out, 63% feel better about themselves after a great workout, and 59% confess that it gives them a mood boost and an energy enhancement. And that's what High School Summer Pass is all about. To register, all you've got to do is go to planetfitness.com/summer pass, or better yet, download the free Planet Fitness app. There you can not only register, but also get access to workouts we designed specifically for our high schoolers for High School Summer Pass, and that's going to be anywhere from strength, cardio, mobility, flexibility, anything you can think of, it's going to be right there. So stop on into a Planet Fitness location that's 2,500 plus and start High School Summer Pass right now and enjoy the access of a non-intimidating environment all the way until August the 31st. We can't wait to see you guys this summer. Have a great and healthy start.
Amazon and Grubhub are partnering to make restaurant delivery actually more convenient and affordable. Check this out.
Grubhub Plus is now free with Amazon Prime, and customers can place takeout orders directly on Amazon. Here's Amazon Prime spokesperson Austin Masterson with more.
As a Prime member, you get valuable savings, convenient and free delivery, and quality entertainment, all included in one membership. Today, we're very excited to announce that membership now includes Grubhub Plus for free, giving you $0 delivery fees and savings every time you order on Grubhub. That's $120 worth of value, all included with your Prime membership.
Now, any Amazon customer can also order Grubhub directly on Amazon.com and in the Amazon shopping app.
We're continuing to grow Prime's incredible value by bringing food delivery options directly to our members. You can now conveniently order from over 300,000 restaurants across the country with Grubhub ordering directly on Amazon.
To find out more, visit Amazon.com/Grubhub. Again, that's Amazon.com/Grubhub.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Matt Doolittle. Well, being a world-class athlete involves many challenges, including proper nutrition for training and recovery. Joining us today is Lolo Jones, the famous multi-sport athlete, best known for competing in both the summer and winter games as a hurdler and bobsledder. Welcome, Lolo.
Hi, how are you, Matt?
Lolo, I'm a huge fan, but what inspired you to get involved in the Fueled by docuseries?
Well, I was inspired to get involved in the docuseries because a lot of people know, obviously, that I'm an elite athlete, but they don't know that my dog, who's also my best friend, is my training partner. So he's the reason why I train hard, I push harder, I train longer. You know, he's everything to me. And so it's really important that he has a proper nutrient-rich diet so that he can have these long days with me. I know it seems weird because he's a 45-pound dog, but he's a small dog packed with might. And, you know, I train in the summer, I train in the winter. I need him to have high energy. These workouts are long, and he pushes me through them all. And so I need a diet for him that, you know, has a proper nutrients to, you know, build him strong muscles and help him as well to recover because, you know, I'm doing these insanely tough workouts.
So tell us more about the Fueled by docuseries.
So the Fueled by docuseries follows these incredible athletes. I mean, you have Michael Phelps, who doesn't know who that is, Livy Dunn, Aaron Andrews. And what's great about this docuseries is for every view, Pro Plan will donate $1 up to $150,000 to Athletes for Animals, and that helps homeless pets. So essentially, just by watching these interesting docuseries, you are helping homeless pets. It's incredible.
Lola, that's great. Where can we go for more info?
Go check out ProPlansport.com. Like I said, incredible docuseries. You'll be very inspired, and you're helping homeless pets.
Thanks, Lola, and we'll be sure to have this on our website at dailyflashshow.com.
Up next, a healthy skin routine to help fight extreme weather conditions.
With rising temperatures and increased sun exposure, summer months can cause skin damage.
Adjusting your skincare routine is essential if you want to keep your skin bright and glowy. I recommend Olay's Cleansing Melt with Vitamin C to remove excess oil and sweat. Olay's Vitamin C Moisturizer can also help brighten the skin. And lastly, the brand's Glow and Protect Sunscreen Stick SPF 50 to protect your skin from sun damage.
These products are now available at Olay.com and retailers nationwide.
In today's Financially Speaking, we are talking home insurance, the type of insurance you need to recover from what experts say could be a very active hurricane season. Here to talk about it is certified insurance expert Deanna Humphrey of Harry Levine Insurance. Deanna, good to see you again.
Good to see you as well.
Okay, we got to get to some business here. What types of insurance coverage should homeowners have in place at the start of this year's hurricane season? Because we are in it already.
It's already started. Yeah. People are preparing. So it's imperative that you make sure that your coverages are up to date on your main home. That is your home insurance. But a lot of people found out the hard way a few years ago that flood insurance, while it may not be mandatory, you really should just get flood insurance in the state of Florida because we are pretty much at sea level, and at any given point in time, any storm can create a flood.
Well, where does the confusion come in? Because I think people think they're covered by flood insurance. They think they have it already, but you're saying it's separate altogether from the other stuff you get.
It is a completely separate policy.
Okay.
And a lot of people believe that if they're not zoned for a flood, that they may not need flood insurance. But the key to this is it doesn't matter where you are in Florida. Flood is always possible. So you always want to go ahead and get that flood policy.
Okay. All right. Are there any other specific policies or options that we should consider going into the hurricane season?
Just always make that inventory of everything. Every year during hurricane season, right at the beginning, it's almost religious in my house.
Yes.
I go through and make a video because yes, I do, because inevitably you might buy that new MacBook Pro, or you might buy a new 85-inch TV at Black Friday last year.
Yes.
What have you, and those are not accounted for. So you need to take a complete inventory, discuss it with your insurance professional, and make sure you have enough coverage for everything in your home to be replaced in the event that everything is lost.
Okay. How important is it for homeowners to document, as you mentioned, all the possessions and the property within their home? And you said maybe once a year?
Yeah. Take that video.
Yeah.
Know what's in your home. Make an inventory, especially on the high ticket items. If you don't have that receipt, make sure you document that the items in your home, serial numbers.
Yeah.
I keep a spreadsheet of serial numbers of the high-end things in my home.
Yes.
Because if you're going to spend $3,000 on a new computer, you want to make sure you're covered. But also document smaller things, engagement rings, jewelry. Make sure those things are insured as well, because a lot of times people will get an engagement ring and not realize that only approximately $2,500 worth of coverage for all your jewelry is on the main policy. So, if you have an Apple Watch, an engagement ring, diamond earrings, what have you, you may want to go ahead and get a smaller jewelry policy to cover those items, because you won't have enough coverage on that home insurance policy.
Is there different coverage for things that have sentimental value, or is the value the value?
Sentimental value is just for you. if it has more of a monetary value, that's when you want to make sure it's
you can
covered.
document, even though that ring from your grandmother might be worth $100,000 to you. Technically, to the insurance policy, it might be worth $200,000. Yeah. Walk us through the steps homeowners should take immediately after a storm and how they make a claim.
So people need to understand, just like you have suffered a loss, it's possible that the people who work in your insurance office are in the same position. So be patient.
Oh, that's a great point.
Be very patient. It may take them time to get back to you. And it's always going to be almost a triage situation.
Yep.
They're going to deal with the worst first and then work their way to the least. So keep that in mind as you document, but document everything so you know.
That's great advice, Deanna. Always good to see you. Thank you.
you.
Where can people go for more information?
You can go to harrylevine.insurance.com.
Okay.
You can also email me directly at deanna@hlinsure.com.
There you go. You can get to the lady directly, ladies and gentlemen. This is incredible. And if you want to see anything again in this interview, just head to our website, dailyflashshow.com.
What is KSA Entertainment? It's trending news, entertainment, lifestyle. KSA Entertainment. Culture. It's love. It's food. It's family. KSA. It's life. It's shopping. It's empowerment. KSA. KSA Entertainment. It's fitness. It's travel. KSA. It's fun. It's engaging. It's Daily Flash. Daily Flash Latino. Life, love, shopping. This is KSA Entertainment.
Hey, welcome back to the big show, Daily Flash. Let's take a look at the lifestyles of the rich and famous as we dive into some celebrity real estate.
We're going to get started with television's most famous judge, who is putting her swanky New York City penthouse on the market. 81-year-old Judge Judy purchased the Manhattan property with her husband back in 2013. They paid $8.5 million for it, just listed it for $9.5 million. The duplex is located on Manhattan's east side. The home features 2 wood-burning fireplaces, 4 bedrooms, 4 full bathrooms, and 2 powder rooms.
Wow.
There's a 29-foot entrance gallery, a curved staircase, and a formal dining room with floor-to-ceiling doors. Along with a living room and library, there's an access to a wraparound terrace offering sweeping views across the East River. The outdoor space is also equipped with several dining and lounging spaces.
Maybe you might not know this, but her husband is also a judge, TV
is he
judge too.
really?
He had a show, a very short-lived TV judge show. It wasn't as good as Judge Judy, though.
She's great.
All right, TV host and child actor Drew Barrymore. She found a buyer for a fabulous $8 million Hamptons home in less than 30 days. The film star, entrepreneur, and Hollywood royal first listed her renovated Sacaponic residence back in April. At the start of the holiday weekend for Memorial Day, May 24th, the home had already found a buyer. Barrymore bought a gorgeous home for $5 million back in 2019, then launched extensive renovations.
Wow.
The 2-story spread comes with 6 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. It was built back in 1920. The classic barn was first renovated in 2005.
Oh my
Sits on
gosh.
2 acres almost. Design details include high ceilings, original beams, wood floors, large windows, built-in bookcases, French doors. There's even a living room with a brick fireplace, a dining room, great room, and a den. Glass doors lead to decks and patios for easy indoor-outdoor entertaining. Outside landscape grounds include a pool house, as well as a bocce court, which is that bowling thing.
Oh, the bocce court,
Bocce,
yeah.
thank you. Vegetable, herb gardens, and so much more.
Oscar-winning actress Jessica Chastain has listed her Manhattan co-op for $7.5 million. The 47-year-old Chastain paid $5 million for the 4-bedroom, 4-bath property in 2015. Access to the 139-year-old building's opulent turn-of-the-century detail-filled lobby. The apartment is currently bursting with details and colorful wallpaper. The 3,200 square foot abode features 5 wood-burning fireplaces, custom wall coverings, restored shutters, and a bay window.
Nice,
Yeah.
gorgeous, and for $5 million, hey, not a bad deal.
Yeah, not
Tell you
bad at
what, you want to live luxury? Why not just tune in to Daily Flash on the morrow?
Bring it right to your living room.
For free. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.